Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and Chucky's back! It's been quite a while. I don't know exactly how long, because I didn't keep track, but it feels like it's been a long time since Chucky was a thing, since that show was around. This is still Season 3, Episode 5, entitled Death Becomes Her. Oh, I'm gonna be Tommy Jarvis! Fuck you, Jason. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, Jason. At the very beginning of the episode, we see that the president, I'm just gonna call him President Devon Sawa, because why not? You see him giving a speech in front of everybody, in front of the media, trying to react and explain the horrible recent events. I mean, imagine if in real life this many deaths happened at the White House. You know, it's just like, I don't know if they would still let the president hang around if that much shit was going down. But as Devon Sawa is talking, he sort of just loses his shit. He sees who I guess looks like his dead son, right? And I just initially chalked it up to, oh, he's losing his shit. He's losing his mind because of the trauma, because of how much crazy shit has been going on. And to me, it made more sense that it was more of just he's in his own head, he's going crazy. I thought that made a lot more sense than what we end up actually finding out is going on. Speaking of that, we get another scene of that Secret Service guy. He actually might not be a Secret Service. Maybe he was hired offhand, because he's specifically there to look for the killer, to find the killer that's in the White House, by the wife. And they're talking, and I was sort of losing track of why they're keeping this a secret. I mean, I know they've covered up some of the kills, they've covered up some of the bodies, and so I guess the guy is saying, well, we have to see this through, and we can't tell anybody. It just seems very unbelievable that they would continue with this. Like, it's like, how many more people have to die before it's just like, fuck it, we'll spin the story the way we need to, but we still need to come forward. It's hard for me to think that the wife is going along with this as long as she is. We get a scene, because every Chucky episode has to have at least one kill, and I thought this would be the sole kill of the episode, but it was not. The maid, or the cleaning lady, comes into the son's room and she starts cleaning, but she's also like drinking what I assume is alcohol from her bottle thing, and I just kind of thought, like, man, I get that maybe we're trying to present this lady to be a somewhat unprofessional person at her job, which she is if she's drinking, but the way the lady was kind of overacting a little bit, how much she was just like drinking so much, it's like, lady, calm the fuck down. And Chucky, though, when she wasn't looking, he must have slipped the bleach that was also on her cart into her drink, and so she drank a bunch of bleach and just started coughing up blood and choked to death. So that was cool, you know, to see a lady choke on her own blood. There was a lot of blood, practical blood, so I appreciated that. And then the son, Henry, is that the son's name? Henry comes in, and Chucky by this point is laying in bed. I thought he was bedridden, like he was on death's door, and he is, but he's still able to move. Just at first I thought he couldn't move, he was just restrained to the bed, but no, like he looks old as fuck, and he's looking rough, and so there's that. The actual practical effects of Chucky's face looking old is pretty good, but you see him interacting with the son, and they're sort of talking. Chucky's kind of accepting the fact that he's dying now, so I'm sort of just trying to navigate in my head where the story is going to go. The son, Henry, looks over, and this confused me at first because he started to see blood and maybe brains and even an eyeball hanging on the ceiling. And at first I was like, wait, is that actually there? Did somebody not, like, was that from the maid? I was confused for a second of like, where is this coming from? Henry was getting flashbacks of the bodyguard guy that looked after him, Teddy, when he shot himself, or they think he shot himself. Chucky actually shot him. But I was like, oh, okay, so the son's just having a moment. And I figured it was in line with the father, Devon Sawa, that he too, they're just seeing things. They're just going crazy because they're seeing a lot of death. And I guess that's what's going on, I guess. Or maybe there's some supernatural thing trying to warn them about what's really going on. I don't know. The son goes and tells the mom. The mom comes in to investigate. I like that Chucky was planning on, if he had to, kill her if she found the maid's body in the closet, but she didn't, so he didn't. And then Devon Sawa's in the Oval Office, and he just starts to see blood appear in the middle of his room. And I was trying to get past the fact that the CGI blood looked so fake and bad. I know that it's not really there, and so there's a moment where Devon Sawa looks away and then looks back, and it's clean, it's gone. But I don't know if it should have looked that fake. I mean, maybe it was just easier to shoot. It had to be quick, and obviously there weren't really supposed to be blood there. And there's other points in this very same episode, and also past episodes, where they use practical effects. So it's not like this show shies away from practical effects. They mostly do. So I'm trying not to be so negative here, but the fake CGI blood made me uneasy and kind of go, guys, can we just use real blood for this? They didn't know, of course. It's a quick moment. Devon Sawa then talks to his wife, and he's trying to tell her that he saw the ghost of the son, and she doesn't believe him, and he thinks he's going crazy, or he doesn't want to believe he's going crazy. And at this point, I'm thinking, yeah, he's fucking crazy, right? Until there's several scenes of Jake and Devon. They go and talk to the supernatural doctor, and he tells them that there is a supernatural realm that I guess dead people go to, and that there's ghosts, and it's basically how we find all this out. So I guess the stuff that Devon Sawa is seeing is actually the ghost of his son. Like, it's real. It's really a ghost. There's even a point where the Secret Service guy is talking to the wife again, and he believes it's supernatural, and she doesn't. And then they look over, and the ghost is almost reenacting the murder of the girl or the woman that was looking after the kids, our teenage main characters. It recreated that death to almost show them that. So again, we're getting into ghost and supernatural territory. I know this sounds dumb. I fully acknowledge. Let me not mistake the fact that I recognize that this is Chucky, that this is a franchise predicated on a person, a serial killer's soul being put into a doll by voodoo. So I know that it's technically supernatural. I know that we already kind of are dipping our toes in that realm. But we've never done ghosts before, like that other ghosts exist or that there's other shit. Besides voodoo, we've never really done this before. And I know probably most people don't care, don't think it's weird, don't have any complaints about this. But I was watching it and thinking, I don't know. I don't know if we should be doing this. I don't know if this is fully working for me. Just introducing ghosts in the way that they are. Maybe it's no big deal. Maybe I'm making a big deal out of it. I'm not saying it ruined it for me. In fact, my favorite scene of this episode was the next scene where Chucky was in his room watching TV. He's flicking through the channels. He sees The Boy, which that movie was terrible. I appreciate the fact that Chucky said, "What a joke," because that movie is a joke, even though I like Lauren Cohen, the actress in that movie. Dead Silence. He turned the channel and saw Dead Silence, which is actually kind of an underrated movie. I think that movie's a lot of fun. It was James Wan, one of his earlier horror films, and it's again about a killer doll. But Chucky rightfully said no sequels. Then he turns and sees Megan. And I love that, first of all, they showed like the best scene of Megan when she's dancing right before she kills the guy in the hallway. But Chucky being annoyed that she stole his move and giving her the finger. Again, the best scene of the episode. Chucky, the self-referential fact of how many other killer doll things there have been out there, and Chucky commenting on that. I probably couldn't have thought of a better way to do it. So kudos to Don Mancini for that scene, for sure. Now, I mentioned Jake and Devin having their scenes of going around trying to figure out what to do, how to handle Chucky. And they eventually get to a motel and they have sex. And, like, I get it. They've been together for a while now, and they are teenagers, so you get to a point where, well, just like as if it was a boy and a girl at this age in a relationship, they probably are going to have sex, whether they should or shouldn't at this young age. I'm not really here to debate that. I'm just more like, and they're a gay couple, so it's not even about like, oh, I don't want to see two boys make out. I mean, it's not something I'm looking for. But it's not so much as the fact that they're gay. It's more just they're young, right? Like, how old are these characters? Are they like 15 or 16 years old? It felt weird to see characters this young doing such what I perceive to be a grown-up thing. Again, I know people in high school have sex. I know teenagers have sex. And it's not even the biggest deal in the world. I'm not even saying like I shut the episode off because of this. I'm just saying that it's a choice. It's a choice to show two teenage kids having sex. So, I don't know. Maybe I just wouldn't have done that. So, again, I talked about the spirit realm stuff and how much I don't really know if I vibe with that. You get a scene of Chucky calling Tiffany because he found out that Tiffany's on death row. And Tiffany has a plan to get out. I assume it's going to work because I don't buy them killing Tiffany off here, but I also don't know what else we're going to do with Tiffany. Like, if she does get out, what does she do? Maybe she helps Chucky, right? I like the fact that even though they've tried to kill each other multiple times, even though last we saw they hated each other, I love the fact that they can talk, and the two of them being both at their own crossroads of like, we might die, especially Chucky. Like, he feels like he's going to die. I love that they still come around to loving each other, to saying good things about each other. They have the most twisted and weird, dark, fucked up, goofy relationship. Reminds me of Joker and Harley Quinn, where it's like they can do the worst things to each other and still they'll come around to being in love again. The very, very end, this shocked me. Devon Sawa just goes in to the room and Chucky ends up killing him. He first just attacks him. He hits him in the back of the head. Again, Devon Sawa was hearing what I presume is the ghost of his son warning him, Dad, watch out. So he tried to warn him before Chucky killed him. Chucky hits him in the back of the head with like a vase or whatever. And he starts to bleed, but I'm thinking, okay, he's not dead yet. Then Chucky gets on top and bites his face, like rips a chunk off. And I thought, okay, that's pretty bad, but not dead yet. And then he gouges his eyes out. He literally puts his fingers into Devon Sawa's eyeballs, rips his eyes out. It was brutal. It was rough. And this was practical. So again, kudos. More practicality, please. No CGI blood bullshit. But this was almost disturbing to watch. I mean, I wanted to look away. I watched it. But there was a part of me that was like, man, this is kind of gnarly. And even though this aired at 10 o'clock at night, it's still like, we can air this on cable? You know, it was like, shit, this isn't even HBO. Like, this is actual cable TV. Either way, they killed Devon Sawa for the 4th time now. So R.I.P. Devon Sawa. I can't wait to see who you're going to play next season. Chucky gets, I assume, nuclear missile codes out of his pocket, which is hilarious. So I guess Chucky, before he dies, he plans on just taking the entire country with him with these codes. Sure, why the fuck not? Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below. Not only what did you think of this episode, what do you think of the supernatural stuff, the ghost stuff specifically that we're bringing in to Chucky? And also, how many episodes is left? Like, how is this going to end? Is Chucky really going to die? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!